captains are out in the middle of the field here in Páirc Esler. That is Megan Doherty on the left in the red and black, wearing number 8. She usually wears number 6, but in midfield today. And the Westmeath captain is their goalkeeper, Lauren McCormick, in the mainly navy with a little bit of green. And the referee there is Philip Conway from Armagh, and Angela Gallagher from Meath is also out there. And they will get the photograph taken in a minute. And that looks like Megan won the toss and is not quite sure whether she was intended to play left or right, but we'll pick that up as we go on. I don't think it really matters today because there's not much wind to talk of, and if any. The only issue with the weather is the drizzly rain that we've had here for a few hours, so all of the players wearing gloves. And a goalkeeper obviously would be wearing gloves, and Lauren McCormick used them to good effect a couple of weeks ago in the Leinster final against Wexford with a terrific penalty save. And there you see Megan getting her gloves out for today's game, and as I say, they will be needed. The surface will be greasy. Apart from that, I can tell you that this is the All-Ireland TG4 Intermediate Football Championship. There are other games on today. I'll give you updates on those now. Carlow have beaten London. Actually, that game's over, started at noon. Carlow beat London 5-15 to 1-6. Clare against Offaly in the Intermediate Championship started at 1 o'clock, and Clare leading at half-time 2-3 to 2 points, as you would expect. Clare, the hot team of the moment in the Intermediate Championship. Roscommon leading Antrim 1-7 to just a point at halftime in their game, and that also started at 1 o'clock. And Donegal are playing Kerry in the Senior Championship, and you can watch that one on TG4. And also Tyrone will play Wicklow starting at the same time as us in the Intermediate Championship. But here in Newry, the coverage is absolutely free to watch, and you have a choice where you want to watch it. You can watch it on the Ladies Gaelic Football Facebook or the Ladies Gaelic Football YouTube channel. The links are all there on the social media. You can join us on either of those, and you can leave a message as well. And as I say, it's absolutely free to see. So good to see the Intermediate Championship showcased on there. And this particular group is Westmeath, Cavan and Down. There's been one game already in the group, and that was last week, and Cavan played Down. Down won by 7 points, but they got a goal near the end. They didn't have it all their own way. Won by 113 to 9. So they have a bit of a comfort blanket there, whereas Westmeath will play Cavan next week, so they will have another chance after today, but they'll be looking to win today, of course, in this game. So Westmeath against Cavan next week on the 16th of June. That will be the last game in the group, and Cavan obviously will have to win that one. And as I say, don't rule them out. They haven't had a great time recently, but they did put it up to Down. Down had a very good first half last week with the power and pace of Megan D and Leisha D. That's Leisha Duffy with the pace and Megan Doherty with the power in the middle of the field. Very good first half against Cavan, but as I say, they didn't put them away until late in the game. Let's have a look then, I think, at the teams. That would be a good idea. So there is the Down team. I make it one change by the manager, Quiva Sloan, who of course is in there as usual with Peter Lynch. Aoife Laverty came on as a sub last week. She starts in midfield. She would have been a regular starter there over the last few years. And Fitzpatrick in the corner has dropped. It's Emer Fitzpatrick from Burren, I think that is. And she has dropped to the bench. So that's the team. Watch out for Niamh King. Scored 1-5 last week, including one absolutely terrific point against Cavan. She is from Castlewellan, scored 1-5 overall. The fullback Ciara Byrne from Saville, I'm told, was extremely impressive as well. And Amy Green at number 2, fine player. I watched her in club level a few years ago. Very, very impressed by her. Scored a point last week, actually, from number 2. Interestingly, down the wings, you have Clara Mulvena and Niamh Scullion on 5 and 10 down the right, both from the same club, Rostrevor. And on the other wing, you've got 3 Breda players. You have Orla Duffy at 7, her sister Leisha at 12, and Viv McCormick at number 15, all Breda, who of course Viv originally a Meath girl. So that is the Down lineup, and there's another Breda girl in goals, by the way, Maeve Deary. She has Derry roots, as does Aoife Laverty, but very much Down players today. Let's have a look at Westmeath then. Lauren McCormick, as I said, in goals. The interesting thing here is their last game was against Wexford in the Leinster final, and they lost that. And since then, for today, they have changed everybody, positionally at least. but only one player stays in the same position from that game. That is the goalkeeper. Other than that, Vicky Carr has dropped to the bench, and all of the players who are there, as I say, none of them are wearing the same jersey that they had the last time. I think it's Caoimhe Kilmurray has come into midfield for Vicky Carr. I think she's actually from the same club. You have, of course, got the Dillon sisters there, and the Milltown players are backboning the club, but a few Mullingar Shamrocks players, and they're up to the same trick as Down, because they have down the left hand side Anna Jones and Karen Hegarty, who of course is the veteran of the team. They are both from Mullingar Shamrocks, as is the goalkeeper. Sarah Dillon, always the threat at full forward, super player. And other than that, watch out for Leanne Slevin at number 11, another of the Milltown players, and Lara McCartan at number 2, another from St Lomans. And I think it must be maybe her sister Lucy, who would have been a terrific threat going forward for Westmeath in recent years, but also well known as a soccer player. And Westmeath have just had that big a turnover in the last few years after winning the All-Ireland Intermediate, still on the rebuild. So those are the teams. Westmeath wearing green today, as you can see, for this game. They would usually use maroon, but not today. It's Down in the red and black, and Westmeath in the green. As for their record recently, well, Down, I make it, have won 8 games in a row. They lost 2 in January. Since then, they're unbeaten. They've won every single game. They beat Sligo, they beat Antrim, beat Offaly, Louth, Clare, and then in Ulster they beat Antrim and Monaghan, and they beat Cavan recently as well. So 8 in a row, whereas Westmeath lost the Leinster final and had a very mixed league campaign. Lovely rendition of the anthem here in Páirc Esler in Newry ahead of this game. Elsewhere, I can tell you in the Senior Championship, I did mention Donegal against Kerry. It's 1-3 Donegal, 7 points to Kerry. So Niamh Carmody has got the opening score of the second half to put Kerry ahead there up in Ballabafay in that particular Senior Championship game. As I say, that one on TG4. Here we are providing a live stream free service for you on the Ladies Gaelic Football YouTube and Facebook pages, so you can follow this game. And isn't it terrific to be able to do that in this day and age? You wouldn't have done that 10 years ago, but here we are, able to bring these terrific players and this terrific game to you and showcase the skills. Yesterday we were down at the All-Ireland Under-14 finals in Kinnegad, and the future is extremely bright, going by the crowd that was there and the quality of play. It really is amazing where Ladies Gaelic football has come to in its 50th year. I see one change already for Westmeath to their starting lineup, and it's number 19, Mairead Newman from Mullingar Shamrocks, and she did play at fullback in the Leinster final. I thought she had been one of the changes dropped as such, but she's not. She is in there, so Mairead is there. I think she's slotting into left corner back. That seems to be the case, but let's go with the play in the game, and I'll pick up any other changes as we go on, as Philip Conway gets us underway in Páirc Esler 2024 TG4 All-Ireland Intermediate Championship. Westmeath playing their first game of the championship, Down playing their second, and there is the pace that I was telling you about before the game. Leisha Duffy, but just loses her way a little bit, but still gets her kick away. That looks like going to the left, and it looks like going wide, but a promising start for Leisha there. And the number 5, Chloe Kelly, will have her hands full there in trying to contain Leisha, and she also was able to get her shot off quite easily, but not able to get it on target. But could have been, should have been a point for Westmeath, or for Down rather. It's Westmeath now on the attack there, first off the game. Leanne Slevin leaves it off to Fiona Coyle. Frank Brown, of course, the manager of Westmeath, very experienced manager. He's been around the houses, around the counties, and indeed around different codes as well. Very colourful personality and lively, positive man. Rachel Dillon now for Westmeath as Down drop deep, and now there's that usual huge gap between where the ball is and a couple of players over the other end of the ground. So Down will be hoping to turn this over and transition quickly, and that's exactly what they are doing. And here is the power and the pace. It's Alicia D getting it from Megan D, and she's another chance here. This definitely should be a point at least, and it is. And that was promised in the first 30 seconds of the game, and now it's delivered. And well, Westmeath cannot say that they were not warned. That is the threat that Down have, and they did indeed turn it over and transition there in devastating style. Now the press from Down isn't rather effective. They were very effective with their high press on the kickouts against Cavan, but that's 2 kickouts that Westmeath have got away rather easily. This is Coyle going forward, and she is actually penalised there, and it will be Down with another free. I'm looking off camera to see where Westmeath are. Indeed, they've a sweeper back there. Maybe the management have looked already and they've said get back there. We need to stop Down driving through the middle easily, and that's what Down have done twice already. This is Niamh Scullion from Rostraver, not too far from here, and gives it to her clubmate Clara Mulvena. Teammates and county mates, and a chance again. That's a good block. I think it was McCormick who was blocked down. And really, that's 3 chances Down have had so far, just taken the one of them. This is Sarah Dillon, long way from goal, where she is extremely dangerous, but still gets a pass away. Just trying to check, actually, that last effort. I don't think it was Viv McCormick, actually, but it was one of the Down forwards up there. I'll pick that up as we go on. Chloe Kelly now from Tyrrell's pass, leaves it off to Rachel Dillon. One of 3 Dillon sisters out there. That's Anna Jones going for it, and thought she got away but didn't. Just checking all the time, by the way, on the Facebook, just to see everything's okay and who is watching the game. If you've left any comments, and just checking everything is okay, and seems to be. Or maybe you're preferring to watch on YouTube. You certainly had the choice, and some people just prefer to watch it on YouTube. This is Duffy. Likes to get onto that left foot. Down building. And this is promising again. They threaten every time they go forward. They look capable of getting a score every time, and that looks good. And it's not, actually. It's gone wide. That's 4 chances Down have had now in the first 4 minutes, and only taken one of them. Cormac with the kickouts. The 2 number 10s underneath it, and Down managed to pick it up, and there's an accidental loose hand there into the face of McCormick. TG4, by the way, will be showing Dublin against Mayo in about half an hour's time in the senior championship. Just checking for you on a few of the other games that are going on this afternoon and on the YouTube coverage, and indeed big crowd on there watching the game. Everything seems fine, and Viv is okay. This is Mulvena. Again, that Rostraver connection down the left, but she's going to come into the middle and give it to Niamh McClory, who is from Anaclone. And that good bit of pace by her as well. She goes round 1, goes round 2, and I would imagine Frank Brown will not be happy about that, because she walked through there with ease to put that ball over the bar, and that was a little bit too easy from a Westmeath point of view. Now let's see this Down press. Will it work? Looks like it will on this occasion. The Westmeath player there, Chloe Kelly, outnumbered, and now Duffy is away on her bike, and she goes, and this should be a score, and that again much too easy from a Westmeath point of view, and Downer easing into a 3-point lead. Could have been more. They could easily have had 5 or 6 points, or maybe even a goal in there. They carry a big threat going forward, and Westmeath at the minute do not seem capable of stopping that. Not a hand laid on any of the players for those scores, really, although they did get in a couple of nice blocks. That's Coyle trying to go through the middle, but Doherty gets in the way, and a free conceded, which Westmeath want to take quickly, and will, with Leanne Slevin haven't got a score yet, of course. 6 minutes in and haven't even, I think, got inside the 20. That's a nice ball down the wing, and again Westmeath chasing down players all over the front area of the field. But that's a good interception by Lara McCartan, and indeed gets the decision. But around that transition area, Down seem to be sprinting forward with acres of space, and that is a threat that Westmeath will have to come to terms with. Kelly. Down also have a sweeper in there, by the way. I'm looking off camera to see their setup, and Natalie McKibben is sitting beyond the play at the moment, not marking anybody, and Mulvena is coming over to that area as well. But Westmeath with Dillon, she's done this many times for her county and does it again, and they really needed that. 6-7 minutes into the game to get on the board, and that's her trademark, getting scores like that off the right foot from distance, and puts good height in it, and indeed can usually do it from out on the wings as well. But at least that is promising from a Westmeath point of view. Well taken by Orla Duffy, and she speeds away as well. The Down players just seem to have a lot of pace around the middle area of the field, and her sister Leisha is there as well, and that's a lovely little sidestep. It's very hard to actually see the Down numbers, but that looks like being another score, and indeed it is for Down. All too easy again. The black numbers from a distance, hard to see. I can't even actually see the number on the back of that jersey, even on the replay. I'm sorry. It might have been McCormick, but I'm not totally sure. But it is definitely a Down point. They lead by 1. I'm told it was maybe 23 for Down. We'll get a close-up of that number and try and get it for you, but maybe it's the mizzly, drizzly weather as well. It's a little bit dank here in Páirc Esler, but 23 would be Natasha Ferris. That makes sense, of course. I've seen her so many times down the years, and that was a sort of trademark stylish point from her. This is Slevin looking for a score. Oh, goalkeeper at the second time of asking. Maria Deary almost let that slip through. Actually, that's 16. That is 16, the Down goalkeeper. So that's Amy McGivern from Taconic. She has started this game. That's another change. I'm only just picking that up. Sorry, we didn't get the changes before the game. But that is definitely 16, not Maeve Derry. And that is number 23. I can see that is Natasha Ferris. So nearly 9 minutes gone. 4 points to 1 for Down. Marty Goff has sent us a message on Facebook. Thanks for that, Marty. He says he's watching with his daughter Erin and Dun Abu. Thank you. And Martina McCafferty as well. And Dun Abu as well. And Donna McGivern. All good, she says. Thank you, Donna. This is Leisha Duffy, wanting to come onto that left, but she can also go past her on her right. What pace, what power from Down, and this should be the first goal. It's not. Goalkeeper and captain for Westmeath does well, and Westmeath have done well to keep out the goals so far, but the threat is definitely there, and Down have a lot of power in attack, and this is McCormick, but it's gone to the left and it's gone wide, and it remains just the 3 points in it, but Down are threatening to put Westmeath away in the first half, and arguably they should have done that by now. The way that they get past the half back line for Westmeath is pretty frightening from a Westmeath point of view. Every time it looks like they're going to get a goal, Duffy there was able to go right instead of left, and her marker Kelly is struggling on her at the minute. But of course it's not a one person game, they need help. Now that's Doherty with a crossfield ball, but that's going to be intercepted. Rachel Dillon does well and gets it to Ruan for Westmeath. It's a nice little change of direction from her. Karen Haggerty now, the veteran player who's been around about 14 years for Westmeath, and she draws a free. So 10 minutes and 30 seconds into this game, and it's no real fireworks yet, but Down certainly could have had a couple of goals or extra points on the board. Westmeath, I think, have only had the one shot, and that was the point. Chance now to get a second one, and they'd be very happy with that, I'd say, after the way the game has started, because they'd only be 2 points down, and that would be quite remarkable given the attacking threat that Down have held. just outside the D, just steps inside the D, and that looks good. And indeed, there is the value of a good free taker, and that is a good free taker, and they do indeed get it back to a 2-point game. Now the Down goalkeeper, who is definitely Amy McGivern. And that's a beautifully taken kick out. The run, I think, was from Laverty and was picked out perfectly off the inside of the boot. McGivern would be an outfield player, not necessarily a goalkeeper, and maybe that was a part of the play there. It was a lovely cushioned pass, and it's led to this Down attack. And as I say, they're very dangerous in attack, and Ferris, has she got that over? Of course she has. He's done that so many times down the years, and that's again extremely easy for Down, right from the kick out right the way up the pitch to get that score. And that kick out has gone straight to Duffy, and she tried to palm it down to her teammate, but instead Coyle got in front, and there's room here for Karen Hegarty, surprisingly from a Down point of view, but I think they've maybe committed a few players forward. Fiona Coyle coming forward from centre half back, and when they get it to the shooter, when they get it to Sarah Dillon, it usually ends up on a point, and it has done again. That's a good reply from Westmeath. Good transition. They caught Down a little bit exposed, right up the middle, and Dillon always available. 5 points to 3, 12 and a half minutes gone. Orla Duffy looking for Doherty. Doherty on the run, runs into the referee actually. The referee puts his hand up. I think that's just to give advantage, or maybe to apologise. But the play goes on over on that far right hand corner, and that's again a lovely little turn. The Down forwards are just tormenting the Westmeath defence, but not showing so much on the scoreboard, it has to be said. It's a 45 for Down, but yeah, they seem to be able to take on their players one-on-one and get past them, but the end product not always there. Message on the Facebook coverage from Mark McCartan. Thank you, Mark, up in Carryduff there. He says Down have started well. They have indeed, but only the 2 points in it. Westmeath have scored almost every time they have got near the goal. Down have not. Coming up to the first quarter then. Did check the stats earlier on. The last time, by the way, Westmeath and Down actually played at inter-county senior level, I make it 9 years ago. I'll give you the details on that in a second, because there could be a goal here for Down. McCormick comes out and does well, but there's another McCormick there for Down, and she was looking for a decision, didn't get it. So we Viv McCormick at 15 for Down, the Meath girl, and Westmeath's goalkeeper Lauren McCormick from Mullingar Shamrocks. Good goalkeeper and a good leader of the team, and they need her at the moment to make sure the goals don't go in. Under threat, as I say, from Down's very lively forwards. Are the kind of forwards that could score about 3 or 4 goals easily, and there's a threat from all over the forwards area. Sarah Dillon pumps it in there looking for Maeve Monaghan, but it breaks, and Down are able to transition rather easily. And again, now this is Leisha Duffy coming over to the left hand side, very left footed, but has shown already she can go on her right side and go past you. 13 is, or 23 rather, is Ferris through the middle, but that's well intercepted by Rachel Dillon. She read that one beautifully, and the transition is on again as Down are streaming back, trying to get players back, and they do have plenty of players back now. This is Rachel Dillon. Oh, and a lovely pick up and turn as well by Dillon, but lots of red and black jerseys there. She needs help, so looks for Hegarty, and that's Hegarty, and she's been fouled once or twice already for frees for Westmeath. And believe it or not, if they get a point from this, it'll bring it back to a 1 point game, and it really has not felt like a 1 point game so far. Our cameraman is out in the rain here in Páirc Esler, but I've some good news for him, because Rory McCandy, Ahagallen man, he's from Ahagallen as well, has scored a goal for Antrim. This is Sarah Dillon. Spins on that right foot, and has she got it? She has, just inside the post, and that's 3 for Sarah Dillon. And it is a 1-point game. 5 points to 4, 16 minutes gone, and Westmeath have looked like they're going to concede every time down, have gone forwards, and yet here we are, just a point down. Now, the referee is having a word around the middle here with somebody, and it looks like the centre half forward Leanne Slevin, and indeed he is at least ticking her. I wonder what that's about. Was there something done off the ball or said off the ball? But it's a down free, which Natalie McKibben will take, and her goalkeeper has come all the way out. As I say, she is a really good outfield player from Connacht, same as Amy Green. Both of them played in a club match a few years ago where I was across the opposition and they destroyed us. And it was mainly those two players, fabulous players, and very adaptable as well, very versatile. This is McCormick. McCormick against McCormick, but doesn't get the connection. And that one is just going to go over the line to the left. And it remains a 1-point game. 17, nearly 18 minutes gone. And it's Westmeath taking the ball quickly. Did it go out, actually? Or maybe it didn't go out. But anyway, either way, they've managed to get down this right-hand side. Made ground until about halfway. And a foul there, it looks like, by the 14, Sarah Doherty. So this is Ashley Ruan from Loughnane Valley in Westmeath, and that looked like a push in the back, and indeed it was, by Amy Green. So Westmeath making some progress, slowly down the right. Now on the break. That looked like a loose one, but well fought for. And that is Kilmurray, Caoimhe Kilmurray from St. Lomans. She's done well to keep possession for her team. Chloe Kelly across. This is Tracy Dillon. This is good play by Westmeath, and they're actually going looking for an equaliser here, and this is good approach play, and they've walked through down, and that looks like a foul, and indeed it is, and this is a golden opportunity for Westmeath to level the scores here in a drizzly Páirc Esler, where they have had a pretty dismal time defensively around the half-back area, but they have still managed to claw themselves back and should now level the game. Elsewhere in the senior championship, Kerry lead Donegal by just to 2 points in their senior championship game. Should be, and is an equaliser. Leanne Slevin makes it a 5 points each game after just over 19 minutes. Or is it? The referee, what's the referee signalling? He's signalling for a little bit of treatment to be administered to one of the down players back there inside the 20. Didn't see what happened there, but she called for a little bit of treatment and went down, and Philip Conway is going to allow that. So I'm just able to check now on some of the other games elsewhere, and Anna Galvin has extended. She is the player who extended Kerry's lead to 2 points in Ballybofey in that senior championship game. Roscommon look like they have done enough to beat Antrim in their game. 19 minutes into the second half, they lead 2-10 to just 1 point. Antrim having a tough time there. All the senior players were in Kinnegad yesterday to see their minors win the All-Ireland Under-14 bronze. Just trying to check elsewhere. I did mention a few of the half-times from some of the other games. Tyrone, of course, are playing Wicklow. Last I heard, Tyrone are a point up, early doors there. Don't have any updates actually on the other games, but of course Carlow did beat London. That's a full time. They started at midday. Clare going well as well, and who else? Yeah, Roscommon beating Antrim. That's you up to date. Now you can see Westmeath have a sweeper in there. They're wary of the down threat, and indeed that's well picked up. And Ferris was going for that, but Lucy Power got there first. She is from the Downs, playing against the Down. Down after their good win on the road will want to win here in Páirc Esler and make sure of qualification. But it's definitely not a given at this stage, because Westmeath are growing in confidence. Leanne Slevin holding up possession. Now, there's not much support there. They're going to have to shoot from distance, and no one better to do that than Sarah Dillon, and that is a remarkable turnaround by Westmeath. They did not seem likely to be ahead after 22 minutes, but they are 6 points to 5 up. And I mentioned Westmeath being a little bit concerned. Well, now Down must be a little bit concerned, because I think it was 5 points to 1, so that would be 5 in a row for Westmeath, and I certainly did not see that coming. Westmeath looked extremely in trouble, and Down looked extremely dangerous early on, but Down haven't threatened now for a while. They seem to be able to get it up into the full forward area, but they haven't had that final product there that would match the build-up. This is Orla Duffy for Down. They will try again to get in charge of this game, but Westmeath are fighting extremely hard and turning them over a lot and transitioning very, very well. They get it to Slevin again, and the support now comes from Lucy Power, the corner back all the way forward. This is brilliant from Westmeath. They're having a terrific spell. I was going to say a purple spell, a maroon spell, but of course they're wearing green today. That was Hegarty though running into trouble, and it was well turned over for Down. Now it's their turn to transition, and Westmeath caught with a few players forward. Niamh Scullion sends a nice ball into Duffy, Leisha Duffy, who's popped up on the left more than once on that left foot, and she glides past her defender. That's an intelligent pass across, maybe just slightly overdid it, and it's gone wide. And that sums up Down's performance so far. Lots of threat, easing past, and the finish just wasn't there. You can see what she was trying to do, and Westmeath got players across, but Down just not being clinical. 23 minutes gone. The home side carrying the bigger threat, but losing. Referee is, I think, maybe directing. What is he directing? Maybe someone to leave the field, one of the sideline guys, and indeed they have been told to go off the field, and we get back with the play. 45-metre kick right in the middle. Niamh McClory looking for the return. I think that's the centre half forward, Niamh King, on her right foot, and she puts it over to level the scores. We haven't seen too much of Niamh so far. She scored a terrific 1-5 against Cavan, including a superb point, I believe, and of course the goal, and that's, I think, her first point today, and it levels. That's much better from Down, and that's nice and efficient from distance. But Westmeath starting to grow, as I say, in confidence, and move the ball through the middle really well. Fiona Coyle at the centre of just about everything. Chloe Kelly has popped up on the right. I'm not sure whether she's come over with Leisha Duffy or she's changed wings. Maybe that was a managerial switch. But definitely Westmeath have settled in this game, and Chloe Kelly is coming forward and running into a lot of red and black. And it's actually a free out for over carrying. You maybe picked up the sideline instruction there for Natalie McKibben to give that and go for the return. Support play so important, and getting the ball off the shoulder, and that's exactly what she does. And she gets it from her clubmate Sarah Doherty, and Sarah from distance looks a little bit optimistic, and I don't think she was going to try and pass it in there, but again that sort of sums up Down, apart from that point by King a minute ago. The last 15 minutes or so they've taken a lot of wrong options. This is Lucy Power, number 4 again, storming through the middle. Megan Doherty trying to prevent her from going any further, and does, with the help of Natalie McKibben. So they're forced down the wings, but Anna Jones has done well there. and Kilmurray, and we get it to Dillon, and every time you get it you know that she's going to do, but this time she just puts it to the right and wide, but she's absolutely brilliant the way she comes in and just takes the ball and immediately shapes to shoot. And you would have put money on her there, but you would have lost that money. 6 points each, 4 minutes to go to half time. Goes without saying, nicely balanced game, although I'd have to say in the first 10 minutes I thought Down looked like they could run away with it, but they certainly have not been able to do that. But here's that run through the middle and lots of space, and Leisha Duffy's away again, and Kelly is still on her and is behind her. Ball doesn't go that way though, and this is another chance for Down from distance, and it's Niamh McClory, and the keeper has to watch it and does so. She is a safe pair of hands in there, and again you'd have to question whether that was the right option to shoot from that far out. It was close, but they maybe just need to work it a little bit more Down. That's Westmeath with a chance through Kilmurray to transition. Again, nice play from her. Held it up, but that's good defending for Down in there. And it was the cornerback Amy Green to Doherty, the captain, and off she goes. From Carrie Duff, just outside Belfast, to Duffy from Breda in Belfast. And again it breaks down going through the middle, and Westmeath have definitely got their act together defensively. I think they've only conceded 1 point now in the last 15 minutes or so. Partly due to their defending and partly due to Down taking wrong options. But it means that Westmeath have a chance here to maybe go ahead if Kilmurray can get this. She can't. Just over 2 minutes to half time then. Intriguing game in the All-Ireland TG4 Intermediate Championship. And that's Clara Mulvena. She glided that ball in to Ferris, and off goes Ferris. Player got down off the ball, and the referee says it was just a coming together, and Ferris continues and does what she does, and it's the lead for Down. That kick out, is she going to be able to keep that in? She does, but the referee says we're not quite ready yet. The players hadn't gone out of the 20-metre area. As I was saying, it's an intriguing intermediate championship. Clare would be the favourites, but it's always one of the most intriguing. Teams very evenly balanced outside of that. Roscommon, of course, going well, beating Antrim today, it would seem. But lots of threat all over it. It's very hard to predict usually. This is Rachel Dillon for Westmeath. Tyrone are going well, of course, in intermediate after winning the National League Division 2. They lead Wicklow 1-5 to a point in Dungannon, so they're going well in that game. Clare have beaten Awfully in the intermediate championship 2-7 to 4. We're in the last minute of the first half here on Páirc Esler, and Westmeath have played extremely well the last 15 minutes, but that ball goes astray. Seems like quite a game up in Ballybuffet. Suzanne White has levelled it for Donegal against Kerry. That's senior championship game. Kerry were ahead by at least 2, but Donegal have pegged them back, and I'm sure Ballybuffet is rocking at the minute after Suzanne's point. This is Viv McCormick all the way inside her own half. As Down get a little bit of possession, but Westmeath have really got into their stride. Lots of room here for Niamh Scullion. Westmeath waiting for her attack. This is McClory. The two Niamhs down the left-hand side, right-hand side rather, for Down. Niamh McClory and Niamh Scullion. This is Megan Doherty. Left-footed ball over the top. That could be dangerous, and there could be a goal here for Down at the end of that. Oh, there isn't, because Lauren McCormick came out to meet it. I did mention she's a very solid goalkeeper in there, and once or twice Down have had a goal threat, but the Westmeath defence and the goalkeeper have been very solid in there, and they've prevented that from happening. So it's 7 points to 6. Could have, maybe should have been a goal for Down. Lovely ball from the captain over the top. This is Kelly for Westmeath. Now 1 minute into added time at the end of the first half. Ashley Ruan now. And it's Down settling into their defensive structure there. And just letting Westmeath come forward and see what they can do. Coyle gives it to Rachel Dillon. And they, of course, will try to get Sarah Dillon. But this is Fiona Coyle, and there is Sarah Dillon. Likes to spin onto the right. That was good defending, though, by Down on this occasion. Forcing Westmeath now to go out into the right corner, where Ruan is. And that is Maeve Monaghan. That's ambitious from there. And why not? That's an absolutely brilliant point to end the first half level, I would imagine. That could be the last kick of the first half. And that's the sort of thing that Sarah Dillon can do. And usually does in every game. But Maeve Monaghan from Killucan has come up and done a Sarah Dillon. 7 points each. And there is the half-time whistle. It was indeed the last kick of the first half, and it has been an intriguing first half. Down with a big threat early on, went into the lead and could well have been a lot further ahead, but Westmeath got onto a roll halfway through the half. There's the goal chance right at the end of the half, and goalkeeping by the captain has been important in this game as well. But basically Westmeath kept Down at bay within touching distance and then got right back at them and indeed levelled it. And did they sneak ahead at one stage? I think they did, but Down got another score or two, and then we finished with a lovely point at the end there from Monaghan for Westmeath against Down to make it a level game at half time. Westmeath walking towards the dressing rooms and Down staying out on the pitch for a minute or two, and the players will have a chat there amongst themselves before going over, and there is the subs coming over, and then the management will have a little confab between themselves, and then they'll join together and have that. That's the half-time process usually. That's the way it goes, and the captain is out there in the middle, of course, Megan Doherty and one or two other players saying what they think. That seems to be Alicia Duffy having an opinion on the proceedings so far. So that's what will be happening. There will be go games or mini games, whatever you call it these days as well. I see some players there from Down out in the black jerseys. I saw them before the game as well, and there was a nice guard of honour for the Down players coming out as well. And now a few girls coming over in the black jerseys and red jerseys of Down to play them at half time to entertain the crowd. We are going to take a little bit of a break, and we'll be back in, I'd say, after I've explained what happens at half time, maybe 7 or 8 minutes time with the second half. We are awaiting the Down players coming out for the second half. Westmeath already out in the field, and I kept myself interested at half time by counting up the number of Neves on the Down panel and the starting team and the subs. They've six Neves in a panel. I wonder, can anyone beat that around the county? Do you have more than 6 Neves in your panel for your county game? There's Frank Brown coming out, the Westmeath manager, and I did mention at the start of Lara McCartan, and indeed I mentioned Lucy McCartan, and Lucy's in the Westmeath subs, so they're both in there as Down now do come out for the second half of this 2024 All-Ireland TG4 Intermediate Championship game, and it's Westmeath's first of the year in the group of 3. Down have already beaten Cavan, and Westmeath will play Cavan next weekend. So today is the middle game in the group, and it is level at half time. The other thing of note is that Sarah Dillon, I say, is lined up at left half forward. She's usually a threat around the middle, but of course she will probably drift into that full forward area and pick up any balls that she can, and usually slots them over the bar. She was very accurate in the first half, just the one that drifted to the right, and that's one of the main reasons why Westmeath are level at half time. We are on Facebook and on YouTube, both ladies football, and on the Facebook Deborah O'Boyle says the Down girls have got this, and Margaret Loudon says come on Down, and I take it you are related to Neva Loudon from Downpatrick, who is in the Down subs, and I'm looking to see if any of the subs have come on at half time for Down or Westmeath. I don't see any changes just yet. 7 points each at half time, and Westmeath didn't carry a goal threat in the first half. Down did, but Lauren McCormick, the Westmeath goalkeeper, kept them at bay. Down 8 wins in a row up to today. I make it's going back to January. They haven't failed to win a game since January. 8 in a row. I make it in the National League since then, and the Ulster Championship, and in the All-Ireland Championship. Leisha Duffy continuing where she left off in the first half, just gliding past Kelly. This is the number 14 Sarah Doherty, and they'll get it to Viv McCormick, and she works it in. They're going for goal here if they can, rather than take the point. It breaks down for the defence coming out, and this should be a score. Isn't a score. That's brilliantly blocked back there. Was it Newman possibly who got back there for her team? It wasn't actually. It was Lucy Páirc with a brilliant block for Westmeath, and again they are frustrating Down defensively. Down look to have the pace, but they don't have the finishing. That's been the story so far, and that's a nice low ball played in by Slevin for Westmeath, and you just see them growing in confidence all the time. Every time they stop Down going forward, they look to carry a bigger and threat themselves, but Down have also coped at the back, and that is going to be a free out. Sometimes hard to tell that one, but she clearly made an attempt to avoid the player in front of her, and therefore got the free. That is Niamh Scullion. Down player is down early in the second half, and this has turned into quite a war of attrition. Early on I thought Down were going to run away with it, but Westmeath have showed their mettle, and although they had a mixed league campaign and lost in the Leinster final to Wexford a few weeks ago, they've done pretty well here today and shown quite a bit of promise. In the league they lost to Kildare in the last game, but then everybody did. They beat Laois, they beat Tip, which is a good win. Of course, they're in the senior championship. Lost to Cavan though, lost to Donegal, lost to Monaghan, beat Monaghan, and lost to Tyrone. Whereas Down, as I say, have won 8 games in a row. Will it be 9 today, or will they lose that record? Dublin Mayo in the senior championship is about to start. This is Orla Duffy for Down. Again, they're so good at dropping the shoulder and running with the ball down. Gives it to her sister Leisha. Does she have the finish? Just outside the D. Leaves it off. Might get it back actually, but lots of little tricks in there. But she's running into trouble. A lot of traffic in there, and has inadvertently given it to Westmeath, who will look to break through the middle, but she can't force her way through. Does get a free though, and the referee will tick for that. I think it was maybe Doherty who will be ticked. The captain, Megan, not Sarah, the full forward. Challenge came in from Clara Mulvena. Slevin got the verdict. It's Down dropping off now and waiting for the challenge to come in. And you see the Down number 4 there, that's Aaron Sands, right out around the middle of the field. But Down setting up all of their players bar one defensively. Sarah Dillon, and she has kept to that left half forward position out on this side, and just caresses it back to Leanne Slevin, who's been central to the Westmeath performance so far, and that's a good crossfield ball as well. She's been involved in so much. And this is Ruan, who's left it off to Karen Hegarty, and Hegarty goes for the lead and gets it. And the veteran, who has probably been involved in inter-county football longer than anyone else on the pitch, scores the first point of the second half in the 4th minute, and Westmeath sneak into the lead. This would be a really uplifting win for Westmeath if they can get it. They would not have been favourites here today. They actually lost to Cavan in the National League, and we'll play them next week. They would probably have targeted that game, but at championship level you can't afford to just think like that. So they'll take a win today if they can get it, and that would really open things up if they could beat Down after Down beat Cavan. So all to play for here. Natalie McKibben for Down. Westmeath's defence seems to be frustrating Down at the minute. They're letting them have the ball around this area, and every time that the likes of Duffy gets it, they seem to speed towards goal, but then it breaks down for one reason or another, whether it's the Down forwards or the Westmeath defence. But they have been very stubborn in there, Westmeath, and work it now through the lines, as you can see, and through the hands, and that's Kilmurray. Hannah Jones now. She runs into traffic and gets a free though for the challenge. And was that Doherty again? Was it Megan Doherty? She might get another tick for that. She could be on 2 ticks now, the Down captain. She could be in a little bit of bother there if there's another challenge that she gets ticked for. Of course, she'll be in the sin bin. That could be a factor. Chloe Kelly does really well, and for once she is making the Down players run after her instead of the other way around, and she's still going right to the end line and does really well to keep it in. Now she's got 2 players for company, but that's brilliant from Kelly. Well done by her, getting it to Dillon. Dillon feeds it back out, and Westmeath just seem to think, you can almost sense that they feel that they can do this. They've made a very good start to the second half, and they're now switching the point of attack, but that has just bounced away from Lara McCartan at the wrong moment, and Down will pounce with their number 2, Amy Green. Now a chance for Down to get forward. Now they've only 1 player ahead of the ball, and they didn't throw that ball in there. Made sense to hold it up instead and come back to Viv McCormick. And Viv will go even further back. Call from the sideline was for Viv McCormick to go again. She was involved there a couple of times, but they wanted her to go and support the attack. But she's staying out around there and maybe bringing Newman out a little bit, the defender. She stayed out with her. Left a bit of room here for the likes of Leisha Duffy. Going across the field. Is there a chance? Can they just get a little bit of pocket of space here to get a kick away? Again, Westmeath defending is very, very good and legal. And they've turned that over brilliantly. And again, they played at close quarters here. They just almost passed the partial, but it's very effective. And then a good kick pass out of defence as well. And that's nicely taken by Anna Jones. Runs into traffic, but still going. The challenge coming in from Erin Sands, and I think it was her hand in that was crucial. And that looks like being a Down decision, or is it? Might just be a hot ball actually, but the referee wary there, because that was a tough collision there between the two, and indeed the Westmeath player, I think, looked like she was going to come off worse there. And that was a tough one, all right. Let's go back and look at the turnover here by Westmeath. They really have a stickability in this game that has been most impressive. Leishan Cork, by the way, playing in the senior championship today as well. That one's just about to start at 3 o'clock. Dublin have taken the lead against Mayo, and who else but Hannah Tyrrell from a free. Other than that, little bit of news for you is that Tyrone lead Wicklow 1-6-3, and very interestingly their goal has been scored by Sorka Gormley. She was brought in from minor for the championship, and she has been one player that we've been following for a few years at under 16 level and maybe even under 14 level, and she is destined, I think, to be one of the top players in ladies football, and there she is making an impact today by scoring her first goal for Tyrone Seniors. An audacious talent from Carrickmore and County Tyrone. Just checking on the Facebook and YouTube for any messages coming in. As I say, you're very welcome to leave a comment there. Big crowd watching on YouTube, mainly on YouTube. That's where the biggest audience appears to be. Free coverage, of course, so don't be paying for it. Don't be fooled by any of the scammers. Free on both services from Ladies Gaelic Football, showcasing the All-Ireland TG4 Intermediate Championship and everything it brings. Clara Mulvena leaves it out to Orla Duffy. These two teams with high ambitions of being in Croke Park in a few months' time, and that's just gone to the left, and again frustration for Down. And down below us I see one of their backroom team with their hands on their head. They just seem to have lost their way and lost their range, and that's why they're now bringing on a substitute Down. And if you remember, I think it was 5-1, after maybe 15 minutes. So they've only scored 2 points since then. They really have lost their way in front of the post, and they've made a change, and I'd love to tell you who's gone off, but again, those numbers on the Down jerseys very hard to see. Number 9 it was, Aoife Laverty, who has gone off for Down. So a change for Down, almost 10 minutes into the second half. Try and pick up who came on for her as well. Can pick up the numbers nearby, but in the distance the black number in the red jersey very hard to see. And that ball by Erin Sands goes over the line, so it's a Westmeath ball. You can just sense the body language from the Down players. It's like, what do we have to do here? It's just not happening for us so far today. They carried so much promise early on. It seemed a matter of time before they put away a few goals and won this game, but here they are, trailing by a point, and Westmeath taking the game to them, and that is very good play by Vicky Carr, who has come into the play for Westmeath. As I mentioned before the game, she was dropped from the previous game. She would have been a regular over the last few years for them. She is now in for them in the middle area of the field. And there is Vicky Carr now coming on to the ball, but runs straight into Doherty, and Doherty will get the decision. The crowd enjoyed that, and they've used that to try and get behind their team. Westmeath allowing Down to have the ball a lot around this area and let them go forward. Actually, this is Laverty, so it wasn't Laverty who went off at all. I thought on the announcement it said number 9 Laverty had gone off, but clearly not. This is definitely Natasha Ferris to Laverty. Apologies to Aoife for saying she was off the field. She's definitely not. That's Orla Duffy. This is McCormick, trying to just find a little bit of room. Goes back to her club mate Leisha Duffy, and another from Breda. That's Laverty, and this is Ferris now with a little drop of the shoulder. And is that the equaliser? It should be, and it is, and that is classic Natasha Ferris. 12 minutes into the second half, and that is Down's first score of the second half. Well, they have home advantage here, but they're not making it pay, and they're not giving the home support too much to shout about. All square. The referee having a little word with Lucy Power to make sure she's okay, whatever that issue was, but we're okay to go on. And I mentioned the press the last day, the high press on the kickouts, but Down there just backed off completely, and that Westmeath had the ball, and they are now careering forward with Vicky Carr. That's a terrific ball by Vicky Carr. It didn't just quite stick, but it looked to be dangerous, but just popped over the head of Maeve Monaghan, and Down get possession themselves with McGivern, the goalkeeper, coming out to help. And Down, you sense now, with their support getting behind them, this is a crucial point in the game for them to try and get going, but that one has gone astray, looking for Laverty, I think, but it didn't get there, and Westmeath might punish them. They play a ball in there towards Anna Jones, Well, she was outnumbered, and it was also very, very good defending for Down. And they are now trying to give and go and support. A little bit of room for Laverty. The referee has spotted something in there, and he's actually going to punish Leanne Slevin. Now, he spoke to her in the first half. I wonder, is this going to be a card? It's not, but it's definitely a tick. A few players, I think, on 2 ticks at the minute. I wonder, will there be a sin binning before the end of the game? We're now approaching the last quarter. This is Slevin. She's been central to their performance, as has Rachel Dillon here. She's dropping into that sort of sweeper role, but as soon as her team gets possession, she comes up to support, and that's exactly what she's done. And this is her sister, Sarah. And Sarah hoping to get away, but that was good defending. Doherty picks up the pieces, and Down will counter themselves here, and she collides with the Westmeath player, and that will be a free the opposite direction. And it was Ciara Byrne actually who got the tackle in, the Saville girl for Down there. Now, is that Doherty being ticked again? Because if it is, no, he doesn't seem to be acting, the referee, as if he's going to sin bin Megan Doherty, but it was definitely her who collided there. I thought that she had at least 2 ticks already, but maybe, well, the player was actually talking to McCormick instead. Down will be relieved either way that their captain is still on the pitch. Treatment required for Lara McCartan, the Westmeath number 2, which gives me a chance just to update you on what is happening elsewhere, if there's any updates on any of the games. Cork lead Laois by 2 points to no score. Mayo actually lead Dublin 2 points to 1. Referee in there talking to his umpires, by the way, at the Down end. Not quite sure what that is about. But yeah, Lisa Cafferty has given Mayo an early lead against Dublin. Dublin serious favourites for the All-Ireland in my book and in a lot of books, but you never know. Philip Conway, the referee, coming back out now. I wonder, will he take any action? Well, he has his book actually, and he looks like he's going to talk to somebody here. He's going towards 2 players over to our left, and that's Erin Sands of Down and Anna Jones of Westmeath. And it looks like both of them are one of them. Well, he's talking to Jones more so than Sands. So Anna Jones is looking to be in bother here. This looks like a card, and it is. Or was it gone to both? Well, they both seem to be walking away, although we only seem to address Sands, but it looks to me like both are going off. So whatever happened between the 2 of them, the umpires have spotted it, reported to the referee, and yes, both players have gone. Westmeath looking to bring on a sub at the same time, and another one lined up, so maybe 2 subs here, and Maeve Monaghan is making way. Got one nice score at the end of the first half, Maeve, for Down, but she's gone now 16 minutes into the second half. That's a change around the full forward area, and I'm trying to see who it is that has gone in there. I'll pick that up for you in a second or two. This game beautifully poised, 14 minutes to go. That's Tracy Dillon playing it forward, gets a second bite at it. A little bit fortunate there. Vicky Carr plays it across. I think Westmeath will be very positive after this game. They'll take a lot from it, win or lose. Vicky Carr now with a shot and looking for the lead. The keeper has to watch this and does. That's McGivern, did well. As you see there, the number 24 is in. That's Lucy McCartan who's come in, who I'd mentioned before the game. So Lara and Lucy from St. Loman's in now, and Lucy, a very dangerous forward, hasn't always been able to exclusively commit to Gaelic football, but a fantastic talent. Also a very good soccer player, of course. Laverty now gives it to her club mate McCormick, and another number 5, Clara Mulvena from Rostrevor. This is Ferris looking to get onto that right foot, but well held up, but still manages to get round somehow. And Ferris looking for the lead, a little dummy solo as well. She's got advantage, puts it wide in the end off the right foot, but the referee did give advantage, and I think he's going to bring that one back, is he? He's having a word as well with one of the Westmeath defenders. Another tick, and again I'm thinking these ticks may add up. Somebody is going to see yellow, I think, before the end of the game from one of those 2 ticks running into 3. Could be, should be the lead here for Down, as you see on the scoreboard up there. Nearly 18 minutes gone. They look to sneak back into the lead. Only their second point of the entire second half. It really has been a war of attrition, but that is the lead for Down. 9 points to 8. And it was Niamh King. And again, Down backing off and allowing Westmeath to have possession from the kick-out. Whether that's a tactic or they're just a little bit jaded. Orla Duffy got the decision there for Down against Kilmurray. This is Orla Duffy putting it in now to McCormick, to Laverty. 3 players from the County Senior Champions Breda who have won the last, I think it's about 6 in a row in Down. Viv McCormick gives it to Duffy where it started from, and Orla might give it to her sister, does. That telepathic connection down the right. She can go past her marker, but this time doesn't need. Instead gives it to her sister. It's a sister act. It's a sister act for Down, and Leisha puts it in the net. The Duffy girls from Breda have maybe made the breakthrough that might win this game, and a lovely moment there between both of them there. Nice build up and nice finish as well, and Down could be heading to their second victory, which will book their place in the later stages of the TG4 Intermediate Championship. It's been a war of attrition here in Newry, but that could be the goal that seals it. That could be the breakthrough. And Westmeath, who had promised extremely well in this game and looked to be building all the time. That's a hammer blow for them going into the last 10 minutes. They now trail by 4. Down with possession again. Westmeath have dropped 2 sweepers back in there. They're just letting Down have the ball out here, and it's the Duffy girls again, this time Orla and McKibben, Natalie, Laverty available, and Down just taking the sting out of the game now. Going back to Megan Doherty. Elsewhere, Tyrone lead Wicklow 1-7-3, so it looks like they are going to win that one against Wicklow and recover from their first game defeat against Leitrim. The Donegal player Evelyn McGinley is one player of the match. In the draw up in Ballybofey with Kerry. That's a few updates for you. Duffy gives it inside. This is a good spell for Down. Niamh King. And she's faced up by 3 Westmeath players who have ganged up on her, and she's very frustrated, but Westmeath have done well to win that ball, and they're looking to transition quickly. Going into the last 9 minutes of the game now. Vicky Carr, they're looking to play it in there, and Lucy McCartan is up there, but they weren't able to put it in there with any degree of certainty, so they're working it along the lines here. They get it to Sarah Dillon out on this left hand side and being followed by Green. They get it back to Chloe Kelly now. Westmeath pressing, but lots of Down jerseys back there. Fiona Coyle to Sarah Dillon. Sarah again as she goes for her shot without even looking at the goals, and it might drop over. Of course it drops over. What a player, what a finisher Sarah Dillon is from distance there, and she got the height and the accuracy once again. She is keeping Westmeath in this one. There were of course 2 sin bins. Is that the 2 players coming back? It's not. There's just 2 subs coming on. I knew it wouldn't be 10 minutes already, but 2 changes there. Ashley Ruan for Westmeath has gone off. And for Down, I just can't see the numbers way over on that far side on their jerseys. So I'll have to pick that up over the next few minutes. But the sub is on for Westmeath is 27. That's Philippa Ruan from Loughnane Valley. So I wonder, is that a Ruan for a Ruan, a sister for a sister? Down player is down in the middle of the field, and it's McKibben. Didn't see what happened there, but she is certainly down. Down sub, by the way, who came on there was number 17, Alice McAlay from Dundrum. I think that's you up to date, and she's come in a cornerback area, so might be Erin Sand. No, it was Erin Sands who was sin binned, of course. So maybe there's the goal again. Nice finish, and she's been playing extremely well recently, Leisha Duffy. 0-4 against Cavan. And the goal today, that could be the winning of the game. Mayo against Dublin. I'm just checking in that game for you because Mayo were leading against Dublin, which was a little bit of a surprise, even though it was early doors. Can't find it, although I can't find that Cork are leading Laois 1-4 to no score. Dara Kiley converting a penalty up there. Message on the YouTube there from Mick McNamee, watching my niece Ashley Ruan playing for Westmeath from Mick in Sydney, Australia. Well, I should have read that out earlier, Mick, because he's just been taken off, although I think it was her sister who came on. Is it a sister? Maybe you can tell me. Dublin beating Mayo 3-2, says Barry McCoy on the Facebook messages. Thank you for that. And Sinead McDowell says, go on Tash. That's Natasha Ferris, of course, with that terrific point. Anita Finnegan enjoying the coverage on Facebook as well. Thank you for all your messages coming in there. Great to be able to bring these games to you live and free on the Ladies Gaelic Football YouTube and Facebook. We're into the last 6 minutes of this game, and it's pretty tense here, even though Down have managed to get themselves in front with that goal. Very similar score to the last game. Down beat Cavan in the first game in the group 113-9. Westmeath have exactly 9 and Down have 1-9. So will it be a similar victory today? Westmeath's number 9 Tracy Dillon been spoken to and ticked as well, and it's Down just controlling this game and managing it quite well, and Westmeath looking really to see if they can hit them on the break, but there hasn't been much chance of that. But that ball has been given straight to Sarah Dillon, and you do not want to be giving the ball to the likes of Sarah, and Sarah is going forward here. I wonder will she go for goal. The goalkeeper is back in her line, but Sarah's still going, drives it over the bar, but I'm sure she'd half a mind there for a goal. The Down players came through, but that was a bit of a gift to Westmeath to let them back into it. They've just got the point, but it does put 2 points in it, and we still have plenty of time to go. 5 minutes plus added time, and remember, both teams down to 14 players. This one still very much up for grabs. I was trying to say that Westmeath haven't had much of a goal threat, and there they go and nearly had a goal. But this is Orla Duffy for Down, getting the ball rather easily from their kick out, and this is Michael who's come in as a substitute. Referee gives advantage. They don't need it. Michael gets it from Duffy, and we'll go back now to the other Duffy, and she just steps inside, and Leisha Duffy immediately spins off, looking to make a run, but well followed by Chloe Kelly on that occasion. So Duffy unable to get in behind, so it just comes back now to Laverty, to McCormick. Steps inside, Newman. Down being very patient now, but they can afford to be patient. They have that 2 point lead, but it's still a nervy finish to this game. Orla Duffy goes back again, this time to Clara Mulvena for Down, and they're just keeping possession and now going all the way back. They don't need to force it. Westmeath need to come out a little bit. The Down goalkeeper, Amy McGivern, looking for it now. She's well out of her goals. Down just keeping ball. Michael Duffy always available. Westmeath have dropped off, and the run by Michael through the centre, if they can find her. That now has been closed up. Laverty, she now goes through the gap in the middle. Chance here for Down to go 3 up, could be. Good defending just to make sure she doesn't get it away, although the Westmeath player, number 7, Rachel Dillon, got hurt in that exchange. Free out for Westmeath. 3 minutes to go. Can they snatch victory here, Westmeath? No real fireworks in this game, but it's been very evenly balanced and very interesting. Shane Crowley on the YouTube says, Eva, supporting the Breda girls from home. Thank you for that. Lots of messages coming in on the Facebook as well as we go down the home straight in this game. A point now from Westmeath would make it very interesting. The home team coughing up possession at the minute, but lots of players back. 13 players behind the ball. This is Lucy McCartan. To Tracy Dillon. Can they find a way through a packed down defence? It's the two midfielders clashing there, but well worked by Tracy Dillon. And the referee spotted a foul just before that, and he's now waving for the sin bin players to come back in, so it's 15 against 15 again. A minute and a half of normal time remaining for Westmeath. It's getting to a point where they're going to need a goal, and maybe a point won't be enough. There will be some added time, maybe 2 minutes, maybe 3 at the most, I would imagine. Leanne Slevin has signalled that she wants everybody to get in and around the house, and she's going to put it high in there, and that certainly is high. Might go all the way over, and it does go all the way over the line. And it would have been interesting if that had been just on target, might even have bounced over the bar. But as it is, they get nothing. Now this kick out could be important. If Westmeath press this and force Down to go long, and then maybe get possession. So they're certainly trying to block the short one. McGivern looking to see where she can go, and that was nicely played. I think it was the Down trying to get the number for you, but either way she did well just to go short and got away. Press always difficult later in the games, of course. The players aren't as fresh as they were early on, but it was a nice little bit of movement for Down, and it means that they have possession and are going all the way up the field. And it all started with that pick up from the kick out, and it was their number 14, is it? Sarah Doherty, I think it was. She's looking to get the ball now as well in the middle of the field, but it was her movement that got that possession. This is Orla Duffy and Viv McCormick. You take it. No, you take it. And there's a little bit of room here for Ferris if she can get there, but she doesn't, because Lucy Parr nipped in there to win it back. Westmeath, we are now in added time at the end of the game. They have to go for it, or they will be facing down a defeat in their first game. But they've given that ball away very cheaply, and Down have it, and Down could finish the job. Sarah Doherty fouled but allowed to continue. Good refereeing from Philip Conway, and that ball played out to Alicia Duffy. And Westmeath look a little bit jaded now. They're chasing the game, and Duffy, who got that goal, glides past Kilmurray, tries to go past Kelly. Laverty always available to link the play together. This is Niamh Scullion, and that has gone across goal, but that has given possession to Westmeath, and maybe it's going to present them with a chance to counter, to transition up the field. She looks ahead, Vicky Carr, but sees nothing down that line, only Down players, and is forced to come back. Can they organise something here? Second minute of added time, Westmeath. They come forward with Lucy Power and Quiva Kilmurray. And now on this side, it's Chloe Kelly. And that nearly was stolen away. But instead, Lucy McCartan got there. Now, Westmeath will have to do something they haven't done in the whole game, and that is create a goal. And that was an important hand in there for Down. I'm not sure if it was Sands or not, but they got a fist to that. Now, they've given it away very cheaply again. Westmeath with the possession. They haven't got near a goal in this game, but I think that's exactly what they are going to need. If they get a goal, of course, they will snatch victory from the jaws of defeat against Down, and that would be a significant win. That's Doherty coming in with a challenge, and it's Lucy Power keeping possession. Chloe Kelly. That's an interesting ball, beautifully played left-footed out to Lucy McCartan. Can they work this? No, they can't, because Niamh Scullion was back there for Down. This is Michael Lee to her goalkeeper. I would think I would be shouting at the goalkeeper to get back in goals with the way things are at the minute. She's obviously very confident out there. There's nobody guarding the goals for Down. They need to keep possession here, or they could be in bother. And look, they're going straight across their goals. Well, you'll say maybe that's confidence in what they can do, and they are coming out with it now with Laverty. That was a nervy little moment, but they knew what they were doing. Third minute of added time. Time almost up for Westmeath, and Viv McCormick has it. She's going to win the battle of the McCormicks, and indeed she gets a free for the challenge from Rachel Dillon. Barry McCoy tells me Dublin lead 4-2. Thanks for that update. The referee has his book here, and one or two players are down, one tying their lace. Viv McCormick on her knees, and Just checking to see what the hold up is. The referee checking his watch. Another player getting laces tied over on the far side. Either way, we have no play, and we are almost out of time. Mick McNamee confirms he's now watching another niece play. Pip Ruan, Ashley's sister. That's the one I was saying. Philippa. Down making a change right at the end, and I think it's Liv McCormick who has gone off. Don't think the substitute will have too much time to make an impact or even get involved. 3.5 minutes in to add a time at the end. This is Leisha Duffy, and she could just seal the deal. Doesn't. In fact, it goes to McCormick. Now, will there be time for Westmeath to launch one last attack? And I think there is. 33 minutes, 52 seconds gone, and Down fouling out around the middle of the field. And the referee did not appreciate that, but that's one of those fouls that you can tell exactly what they're doing. They're not too worried about losing a player out there. They're just trying to stop the transition, and they've succeeded in doing that, even if they go down to 14 here. And I think they are going down to 14. And I think it's hard to see the numbers again to make that point. I think it was Sarah Doherty. So another sin bin for Down, but it will matter little. They have all their players, every single player in their own half. So all 14. The referee still lets play go on. We are now 4.5 minutes into added time with Vicky Carr for Westmeath. Can they snatch victory right at the end? A point will be no good. They need a goal right towards the end line to keep it in, but a hand in there. I think it was Leisha Duffy back there, and she got the goal, and now she's got the vital tackle in at the end as well. I'm waiting for the full-time whistle. The referee looks at his watch. Down win it. He still lets play go on. 5 minutes of added time. Down still lead by 2, but they've got it to their captain. They are going in the right direction, and they've got away here. There might even be a ball over the top. Well, it's well blocked, and just as well, because there was a Down player looking to get on the end of that. And for once the game had opened up a little bit, and the referee ticking again, Rachel Dillon. This could be another sin bin. And this tends to happen in ladies football games. It ticks add up as the game goes on. Well, it's not a yellow card, but as I say, it matters not at this point. Anyway, 5.5 minutes into added time, and surely this will be it. It's the Down 17 with the ball, Alice Michaelay, and Down just playing keep ball, and Westmeath trying to come out, but they've left a lot of players up, and there is the end of the game, and it's a very good win for Down. 2 out of 2 for them. Westmeath put up a really good show, but it was that girl Leisha Duffy who got the important score in the game, set up by her sister. And this is a challenge by her as well. I think it was her right at the end there getting in. Combination maybe of things, but either way, it is a Down victory. They came good just in the end. They had a few nervy moments, and they had to really dig it out today, and that will please them. They have beaten Cavan, and they have beaten Westmeath in their 2 games, and they have conceded no goals in either game. That will be pleasing to them. They conceded 9 points against Cavan, 10 points today against Westmeath, and they've scored 1-9 and 1-13 in those 2 games, and they are top of the group. 1 game left. That's Westmeath against Cavan next week. On the Facebook, Deborah O'Boyle says well done to the Bryansford girls. Katharina Morgan says great win, girls. Elsewhere, Mayo, Barry keeping me up to date here, he says they're 5-2 up at half time. Very low scoring game there, Mayo against Dublin. Just checking on the YouTube as well. Thank you for your messages there. I hope you enjoyed the coverage provided free on there, and indeed on the Facebook as well. And Down certainly enjoyed it in the end, but Westmeath I think will take a lot from this game. They came up here and struggled in the first 15 minutes. I think they went about 5-1 down. Really got it together, got it level by half time, and looked in the second half like they might just win this game, but it was that goal from Leisha Duffy after being set up by her sister. That is Orla Duffy, both from the Breda Club in Belfast, and that was the crucial score in the game. It wasn't just about that, but certainly that was important, and it gave them a little bit of a comfort blanket in the last 10 minutes. And I see the manager of Westmeath over to the right of that shot, just going back to his players, the green jerseys over there under the stand in Páirc Esler, and I don't think they'll be desperately disappointed, because they will fancy their chances next week against Cavan. Although I did say earlier Cavan played very well against Down, and there is Frank in there with his charges, and he says we've one more chance at this. You did well today, but we have another chance and we can get over the line next week. Going by that today, at one stage it looked like Down might run away with it, but they weren't able to. But Down in the end have won, I make it, their ninth win in a row, unbeaten since January. They've won every game since then in the National League, Ulster, and now 2 in the All-Ireland. Of course, they won the Junior Championship last year, and they will fancy themselves at intermediate level this year, and indeed they would fancy themselves at being at that level most years. It's the first meeting between Westmeath and Down, I make it, since February 2015. 9 long years. Westmeath won that one 7-19-4 in Kinnegad. But today it's very much a Down victory. We hope you have enjoyed the coverage. We'll go down and get a few interviews and put some little bits of action and some interviews up on the Ladies Gaelic Football social media. But for now, from everyone in Páirc Esler, it's a good afternoon.